Starting recording.
It's recording.
We're recording. Okay, now I have to do the intro again. All right, we just did a quick warm-up. This is Jason with Norcal Karters, and today we have David and Keegan Palic with us, and they race at the Sonoma Raceway with the Vortex Rock Series. And I apologize, I just gave you about a 5-minute warm-up on your background and how you got started. So if I could ask you to do it again.
Yeah, no problem. Well, hey, Jason, first, thank you for having us. Keegan and I are looking forward to chatting with you and the overall, karting community out there at large. So it's always good to be, in communication with folks with the same common passion and interest. So, yeah, so a little bit about the way that we got started as a father-son into karting. It would, begin with me, predated Keegan. Keegan's 11. So 16 years ago, give or take, I myself got into karting with a little bit more frequency. As a kid, I'd always had a passion for go-karting or for racing myself, but never grew up in a family that was a race family. We never went to the tracks or anything like that. The greater part of my youth and my young adulthood was in soccer. I played at a very high level in soccer, but when I hung up my boots in soccer, wanted to get back to sort of this interest I always had in racing. So long story short, about 16 years ago, I dabbled in an arrive and drive series with karting, was able to jump in kart and into some karts for a couple seasons and do that. And then like most people progressed over time, stepping up to getting my own kart and getting better karts and getting more competitive and things of that nature. And so that's the way I got into it. And then over time, as Keegan came along and as he, began to get in the, probably 8-9-year-old range, he started to show a little bit of interest in karting, seeing what I was doing. And one Christmas, his mother and I gave him a free pass to have a karting day. And so he took advantage of that, and we got him in a kart that we rented for the day. And he did that a few times and kind of caught the bug. And here we are today, where he's competing in his class and I compete in our class, and we're up at the Sonoma racetrack, and that's sort of our go-to facility and group of people we work with.
Very nice. And so you're running, David, you're running the Masters Rock package, correct?
That's correct.
And then Keegan, you're running the 100cc Junior package?
Yes.
Yep. So father-son race team.
Yeah.
And I noticed you have your little Sodi Kart shirts on, and so give a plug to Sodi Kart and the team that supports you at the track.
Sure. Okay, I'll start, then Keegan can add. So actually, the first kart that Keegan jumped in was what'd you have, an Illuminous?
No, Tony Kart.
Oh, it was a Tony Kart.
No. The first kart I ever jumped in was a Tony Kart. Then I jumped in an Illuminous. Then I jumped in a CRG. Then I jumped in an Illuminous again. And then I went in a Tony Kart, and then I went in a Sodi.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he sampled quite a few chassis there. Those were not all owned by us. Those are all arrive and drives. But
Except for the last Tony Kart.
Yeah, so he was in a Tony Kart for about a year and just did a whole year of practice and lapping and just getting the feel of the kart, right? And then we moved over to Sodi Kart, and I had been in CRGs for greater than a decade, and then 4 years ago now moved over to Sodi Kart, and so we've been very, very happy with that chassis and that package. And the team that we are on is the Karting Collective with Nick Leduc, and been very, very happy with the service and the program and the people under that tent. So we couldn't be happier. And yeah, we're a proud representation or supporters of the Sodi Kart initiative.
All right. Now, did you happen to come up through the Rotax program at Sonoma?
I did. Yeah.
You did?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah. And, I've gone through several classes over time. Was in the, DD2 class for a while, which was an engine package, which I really liked actually. But it just, died on the vine, as they say.
Yeah.
And then moved over to, the current program that we're in now with the Rock, and been really happy with it. I really like this class, the 125cc engine for myself, the 100cc for Keegan. And it's good classes. I like the engine. I like the package. It's all good.
Very nice. How about you, Keegan? How about what are the engine packages you've been on?
I've been on a lot of minis, and then
The 60cc.
I've been on a lot of 60cc's. All of the rentals carts were up there, and even to a Sodi 60cc mini. And then not that long ago, I upgraded to a 100cc junior. So I've not been into micro actually. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. One of the reasons we put Keegan up, the 100cc juniors technically starts at 12-year-olds, but Keegan's a big boy. He's he's tall. He's a big boy, and so that smaller package in the micros with the 60cc's was just, his body weight was just not advantageous. Yeah. So putting him in the 100cc, he immediately liked, the more power, the more speed. He really gravitated to that, and once you move up, you just don't want to go back. So it's been a good setup for you so far, huh, Keegan? Yeah, I think he's enjoying that extra power.
Yeah, well, I mean, even the smaller kids, every time the parents or the team bump them up to more horsepower, they would never want to go back.
Yeah.
I was like, nope, we're good.
I know, exactly. So it's good. So again, working with Nick and under the Karting Collective 10, it's a great team. It's a great bunch of guys. The team is basically all adults, and Keegan is the lone adolescent young kid in the group there, and all the boys really bring him under his support him and under his wing, and so it's a really good atmosphere there for sure.
Very good. I'm glad you guys have a good fit over there.
Yeah.
There's Nick's been around for a while. I mean, it's his program's been growing, so that's been good.
Yeah.
And it's Sonoma. I mean, the past few races at Sonoma have been excellent. You're just looking out over the valley, and it's gorgeous out there.
Yeah. We love being a part of that club, if you will, if you want to call it that. It's a haul for us. We're down here in Santa Cruz. Any sort of effort to get to the track is a 2-hour minimum drive one way, and that's without traffic, right? So it takes a lot of planning on our part. We just can't whip things together. We can't say in the afternoon, hey, let's go up to the track and practice for 2 hours. It just doesn't work that way for Keegan and I. And this has been a good thing. It helps us, plan accordingly and put things in place before, we have to really have a program to our experience to make it fun and to make, remove the stress from it and all that stuff. So, but we really like coming up there. It's always great father-son time in the car, at the day at the track, and the whole bit.
Now, did you ever frequent the Marina track, being that you're in Santa Cruz?
Yeah, good question. No, I mean, I know about it, but I've never been down there. I've done some autocrossing there in years past at the Marina Airstrip in the 911 that we have, but I haven't done that for years, frankly. But I am aware of the karting facility down there, but we've never taken up on that. I mean, we're real happy with the program and the people and the setup that we have up in Sonoma, so we're willing to make that investment.
Yeah, nice. Very good. Let's see. So you've knocked out my top 3 questions already. So for both of you, and you can answer individually if you want. With karting, what are your goals with karting? I mean, where do you see karting in your guys' life and how it fits in?
You want to go first, Steve?
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, no. Wait, I have to think for a minute. Yeah, you go first.
Okay, so I'll take it first. So karting for me was just so as I had mentioned in my opening comments, a very big part of my life and who I was and what I was defined as was a soccer player for many, many years. And when I finished that part of my life, that part of my career, I still, a very competitive individual, and in the background always had this, passion, interest, being a fan of motorsports. So again, I know to this day I'm never going to be a professional race car driver, but I have a very competitive nature about me. I like racing, and so this just seemed like a logical way to kind of fuel this passion, right? And to be an affordable approach as well. We don't have hundreds and thousands of dollars of disposable income at our leisure to put towards racing, but karting is a very cost-effective, fun, quote-unquote, safe way to go racing. And so for me, this was just a natural transition for these phases of my life where I wanted to take myself. And so that's the one piece of it. But the other piece of it is just the camaraderie. I mean, I personally really love being around, the guys in the tent, people at the track, having that sort of that competitive nature. There's always someone that's always faster and better and more efficient than you. So you're always trying to improve yourself, right? Solving problems, being a part of a scenario, and being able to fix things and get through challenges. All those things are appealing to me just as a person. So that's sort of been my driver. But again, for me, it's not, at my age and my goals, I'm not trying to go jump in a open wheel car on the big track, right? I'm just looking forward to having fun. And now, with Keegan joining me, it's even been more enjoyable to have that father-son relationship and all those things, sharing those things together.
How about you, Keegan?
Well, what do you think? I'm just gonna go. So I feel like the reason I really like karting is because it's fun, exciting, and fast. You're always trying to get that faster time, and you know that you can always improve on yourself. So you're always trying to keep pushing and going better on yourself. So most of the time you're really racing yourself, not the people you're actually racing. And that's one of the main thrills for me.
So do you look at your micron a lot when you're on the track?
No, not really. Every once in a while, I'll look down, and if I'm like really tired, I'll look down and see how many laps I've done, and see if like the thing's almost over. But I only really do that when I'm like halfway down the straight, so I have some time to actually like think.
Yeah.
And, yeah. So, and also sometimes when I feel like I did a really good lap, I'll look down. But most of the time, whenever I come off the track and like get into the pits, I usually check on the memory of it and just like see what times I've got. Stand there for like a minute, just like looking at them, seeing what I did better this one compared to the last one, seeing if I got worse, if I'm falling off or something. And then after that, I just jump out and get some water.
Yeah. So do you have a Micron 5?
Yes, I used to have a Micron 4, which was a hand-me-down from my dad.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I knew that before, yeah. One thing Keegan's getting really good at and is helping, him improve is taking the feedback from the track and relaying that message to the tuners and the mechanics, Nick and Eric, etc., saying, just sharing with them, hey, it seems like the engine's kind of tapping out halfway down the straightaway. What can we do maybe toothwise to change it? So Keegan's getting really good at communicating what he's feeling in the kart to the tuner, such as the tuner can make those adjustments. So that's been a big improvement for Keegan early on in the season already.
Yeah, one of my favorite functions on the Micron 5 while I'm driving is the green and red lights. It's like, oh, you're going faster, 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 and then the red lights start flashing. It's like, oh,
yeah,
you pooched it.
True.
Yeah. Very good. So for you guys, it's not a little speed bump on your way to Formula One. It's a true recreation. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I can certainly say for myself that's true. For Keegan, it's very early, and right now, those targets are not really on the radar. It's more about the fun, the learning experience. I think hanging out with your dad and vice versa is a big part of what makes it so enjoyable for us. And then, who knows where things will go from there. But for the moment, yeah, you're spot on. It's just that great opportunity to go have fun and to go fast and to experience ups and downs and disappointments and highs and all those things that go into making, the experience rewarding.
For me, I can't really actually see myself going up into big karts. Really, I feel like I'm just gonna like keep with go karting. I can definitely see myself in a 100cc senior.
Yeah.
But I cannot see myself in one of your chassis.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, we'll ask the same question in 3 years when he's like, Dad, up us up to shifter, right?
That's right. Or the first time he drives one. You could sell my other kart.
Yeah.
Well, and that's a big reason I wanted to reach out to you guys and have you on the podcast. was I feel like our industry as a whole, and just where it's gravitated, it seems like the big teams and the big tents, not all of them, but a majority, the people under the tent, if they're junior drivers, karting's just a stepping stone. You're in my way, put me in a car.
Yeah.
It's what some of them are doing because they're not old enough to be in a car, and it's just so refreshing that the two of you, it's like, no, we're karters. We're enjoying karting. We're going to learn what we can from karting, and that was one of the biggest reasons I wanted to reach out to you guys, because we need more of that. We need more focus on, not the guy looking to sell their cart next year because they bought a car.
Yeah.
But the guy that has the carts and say, hey, I have a couple carts. You want to come join us at the track? And this is what we do. And that's what grows the sport.
Yeah. I mean, the saying, obviously, Jason, is to each his own, right? And everyone has different stages of their lives or different objectives at a particular point in their life. And, for some people that's the path and that's the right thing for them. And then for other people, there's other things. And I think we're kind of like in the middle, if you will, right? I mean, we're not just up there twice a year to go run a kart and go say, yeah, I've done it. And we're not certainly, professionals, and we're somewhere in the middle, right? We're competitive. We put time and energy into it. But at this point, we're not like trying to put Keegan in an open wheel on, big kart, on the big track in, 3 years, 4 years. It's just not on the agenda at the moment. So you're right. So there's a certain degree of recreational enjoyment for us. There is competitive nature to it as well. But it's as I described, it's sort of the whole track day experience for us that we enjoy. From the moment we leave Santa Cruz early in the morning to get up to the track, the whole day, coming home, we always go out to dinner after a day at the track and sit down and talk about our day and what went well, what went wrong, and that sort of interaction is really the rewarding part for me as a father.
It's priceless. I mean, you can't. I mean, you're making memories.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah, I was an asshole when I was younger. So excuse my language, Keegan. So I lived with my parents, and my dad and we drove to the track separately. We pitted separately. We did everything separate because I was a little prick.
Well,
so I'm glad to hear you guys are driving together and,
we're
talking about how the weekend went.
In a year. Let's see where we're at in a year.
Yeah, we'll have to do that with this podcast. We'll replay it. It's like Keegan's like, no, I'm going to NASCAR. Forget karting.
Exactly.
So Keegan, let's talk about you a little bit. So last year you were awarded the Sportsman of the Year award by Sanzario, Sonoma Rock. How did that feel?
Yeah, that was for the when you.
That.
Yeah, you
got an award.
You don't even know you got an award? Is this breaking news?
Yeah. This is the first time I'm hearing this. Keep going.
Yeah. Well, they gave you the Sportsman of the Year award for 2020.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it was some of the we didn't have the annual banquet, so some of those awards were difficult to recognize because we couldn't do it in person. But that was for the
shunt.
Yeah,
the
shunt, and when you help the other drivers. So.
Yeah, and I remember watching that race because I was helping I was spinning wrenches for another driver in that class, and if my memory serves me right, you didn't even cause the crash. I don't think. I think you were just caught up in it.
No,
you got out of your cart, and then you helped. Either you took your cart off the other person's cart, or vice versa, and then you pushed the kid along the way. It's like it was actually very puzzling and refreshing, because normally in a situation like that, if someone gets out of the cart, it's like, uh-oh, this isn't going to be good. And here you are. Okay, go back to racing, go. And then eventually you made it back in your cart, and I think you kept going.
Yeah, you did.
I almost got the place back up, but I almost did.
You almost got him.
But yeah, I mean, that was so neat to see that a racer gets out and helps another racer, then you actually help them get back into the on pace. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
There was no hands flying around or fingers or.
Yeah, I'll chime in here. It was really the word you used was refreshing, and I would agree. It was very refreshing to see, and this is my son out there doing this, so it was even more special. But to see, we always put ourselves in front of everybody else, especially in a racing competitive situation, right? It's just human. It's the nature.
Yes.
And to see Keegan do that was really, I was really proud of him, and it showed great sportsmanship. And I just think it reflects a little bit about his DNA and the type of person that he is. And it was just a really proud moment for a father, for sure.
So how do you feel, Keegan? That you just found out you won an award from 6 months ago.
Well, actually, what happened in the turn was, so I was trying to go around the corner, and then I was trying to cheat my way up a position or two, and then I kind of got blocked off. So I tried to brake, and then I ran into him, and then I just got off and just pushed him back, and then jumped in my cart, tried to start it. It wasn't starting. A minute or two later, I realized that I didn't flip the switch.
Yeah.
And then I almost got him, so.
Yeah, he almost reeled him in. The memory serves me correctly. He almost reeled him in. I think it was early in the race, the first quarter of the race. So he had 3/4 of the race to kind of reel him in. And at that point, he was almost a lap ahead of him when he got his kart started again. And Keegan did an admirable job, almost closed the gap and got the place back.
Yeah, so we crashed on right when the race started. We crashed on the second turn, and then at the very last lap, we were literally neck to neck, and they just barely pulled ahead.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good run, and that's why you don't quit.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, it just that was kind of one of my highlights from last year, watching that going on. It's like, there's actually a sportsman left out there.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that from a position of I've always been very sportsmanlike, because I wasn't.
Yeah.
But as I get older, and you mentioned it earlier, we go through different phases in life, and we look at karting and we take things out of it, and it's like, okay, well, this is what I want to get out of it now. And that was great.
Yeah.
So congratulations, Keegan.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Jason, thank you to you for recognizing that, and just reminding us how that was a special thing. So kudos to you to calling that out. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's it just stood out in my mind. I just remember it. I mean, there's certain things throughout the season that you remember. You don't remember every 5 seconds, or at least I don't. And that one for me was refreshing. It's like, oh man, this is so cool.
Yeah. So tell us. I'm curious a little bit. Tell us a little bit about the direction you're taking Norcal Karters, and being a part of your podcast here is wonderful, and promoting your platform and all that. Some of the things that for the audience, what you're trying to accomplish in the community as well, like our goals, and what are your goals?
I like talking about myself, so I started a podcast.
Simple, how all podcasts start.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it's really long story, very brief. When I first started karting, I was going to Formula One. I mean, that's just how it was for me. Karting was a stepping stone. I'm going to be here for about 3 months, and then Roger Penske's going to call me. IndyCar was going to be a stepping stone to Formula One. That's just how it worked out in my head.
Yeah.
And then here I am over 25 years later, still in karting.
Yeah.
Roger doesn't know who I am. And the closest I got to a Formula One car was watching, was that Driven? That Netflix series?
Yeah.
Drive to Survive.
Drive to Survive. Yeah, not Driven. That was Sylvester Stallone. That was terrible. Yeah, Drive to Survive. And I was very competitive for a number of years, and I mentioned I was a prick. Um, and as I got older, I took a break from karting and just looked at it and say, wait a second, there's a lot of people that helped me out in karting. There's a lot of great memories. Um, and I didn't really do anything for a karting. So as I got older, it's like, well, what can I do? It's like, oh, I can run my mouth. And it's like, okay, well, let's start with the Norcal Karters site. Let's get the events on a calendar. I started doing videos on YouTube that just basic how-to videos and just something to give back to bring more people in. And the whole idea is just to grow the sport as a whole. It's like, the ones that use it as a stepping stone, they're going to be here. They're going to be here for a couple of years and they're gone. And they already know about it because their focus is already motorsports. And anybody that's serious about any form of motorsports knows what karting is.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the people that, think they have a fast Mustang that they race on the street, never heard of a go-kart, and they don't realize, my shifter is going to smoke their Mustang.
Yeah.
So those are the guys I want to get off the street and get them on the kart track.
Right.
Yeah.
Most of them.
Yeah, most of them.
Yeah, so I mean that's kind of where I see Norcal Karters. It just as another outlet for the industry to reach out and try to bring more people in.
Yeah. That's good to hear. That's really good to hear. I mean, it's definitely a tight group community, right? If you're
Close family.
Yeah, close family, exactly.
Yeah.
If you're in the circles, you're kind of in tune to what's going on, but just on the periphery, a lot of people just don't know about it. And your agenda to kind of bring more people into the sport for whatever degree of interest they have, be it the aspiring pro or the recreational individual, just to bring more of those people together is great. Just growing the community. So that's great to hear.
Yeah, I mean, and it's a lot of self-reflection. About 10 years ago, but after I canned my Formula One dream, because I didn't have money, talent, or dedication, I was kind of missing all three factors. It's like, oh, I'm gonna go into real estate. I'm gonna be a mogul, right?
Yeah.
And it got to a point I was working full time at Swede Tech. I was doing real estate at night, every single night. My daughter was getting older, and my wife said, "You got to do something.
Yeah.
You got to quit one of them because your kid needs a dad." It's like, all right.
Yeah.
And I looked at it, and what pushed the ball towards karting instead of doing real estate was I looked at my social network, and the people that I called friends or, friends. I mean, it just the people I called my friends. Almost 95% of them came from karting. The other 5% came from other networks.
Right.
And it's like, well, why would I want to go elsewhere when the people I cherish the most I met through karting?
Yeah, exactly.
So it kind of made that decision really easy.
Yeah, exactly. That kind of makes me think of the class that Keegan competes in, that group of juniors. It's a deep field and they're very, very competitive. And then even in the micro and mini, there's a good depth to that field as well. So I think up at Sonoma, we definitely have a good group of core kids that are a part of the scene, and again, various degrees of their level of commitment and interest in karting at this point in their young lives. But growing that group of kids is really important, and those memories, the ability for Keegan to hang out with these other kids and to learn and to be competitive is all really good. And I think we've actually just brought on a new kid under our tent, under the karting collective. Nick is working with a new family with a young boy that's Keegan's age that is going to be coming in and jumping in a Sodi kart. And so we've got actually another one kind of moving into the program as well. So all those things are great. And your efforts and the Norcal Karters promoting that, getting more of these kids out there on the track is just good to hear, good to see.
Yeah, I mean, we have to do something for the sport to just keep it sustainable and alive.
Yeah.
And two, it's completely a selfish move on my part because I need an industry to work in. I want to work in karting. How do I get more people in here?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Hey, it was really cool to have you now doing it's not play-by-play, but play-by-play announcements of the races and the race day, and having that over the loudspeaker, and just add something more to our program, to our our program up there on the Rock Series. So that was really a nice addition here in the last race.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. The Camerons approached me about it, and it's like, no, I'm not an announcer.
Yeah.
I know the shifter stuff because that's my passion is shifters.
Yeah.
I knew Keegan's class pretty well because of working with Christian last year,
Yeah.
but outside of that, it's like I'm not going to know 90% of these people, at least as far as on the track. And they go, no, just give it a shot. You like to talk. It's like, well, I do like to talk. And Michelle Manning hooked me up with all the entries and the classes and where it's like. So by the main event, I was starting to recognize helmets and everything, and it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think we, just as a driver and as a spectator watching Keegan's race and all the other races, it was just nice to have that sort of that, having your MC. That was cool. That was really
someone
cool.
Barking. Yeah, and then
Yeah,
I know the track is working on the PA system because it's been on the grid. You can't really hear it, and in the far outreaches of the pits, you don't hear it very well. I did experiment with putting the race on my podcast, on the Norcal Karters podcast, and I think that worked okay as well. And then we're looking at doing FM broadcasting locally in the pits.
Yeah.
So everyone can just have a cheap little radio and at least hear, oh, you're up in 5 minutes, you're up in 10 minutes, report to tech, do this, do that.
Yeah. Well, here's an idea, Jason, is, as they do like in the Formula One setup, what is it? Pit walk, right?
Yeah.
Take the mic and walk through the pits and go into the tents and talk to some of the drivers and the mechanics. And, that's maybe that's the next phase there.
That might be the next phase. That would probably be some good live streaming stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So
yeah,
get right in Keegan's face saying, hey, buddy, what are you doing out there?
What are you doing?
Hey, buddy, you want some free candy?
Yeah, so I definitely enjoyed it. It's I have a lot of work to do. It's completely different. I'm used to being at the track wrenching, not running. Well, I run my mouth too, just not with a mic in front of me.
Yeah. Well, we know your success with wrenching, seeing how quick Christian is. So you're doing something right there for sure.
I just like to fall into teams that are already fast.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right, I have a couple fun questions for you guys. If there was one, and this is for each of you, Keegan might be a little bit harder because it's a vehicle question, but if you could pick one vehicle, doesn't matter what it is, and just a random passenger or passengers that you could have for 4 hours, what vehicle would it be and where would you go for 4 hours? With who?
This is an easy answer, Jason, because Keegan and I talk about this all the time.
Okay.
So I'll start. So I mentioned early on that, as a kid, I've always been a Porsche fan. I mean, when I was his age, it's like that was my dream car. So my dream car is a GT3. I wouldn't get the RS because I wouldn't be able to track it very much. And so I would need something for, weekend mountain drives and maybe occasionally on the track. So definitely a GT3 is mine. And as far as the passenger goes, maybe someone out of the factory team, right? One of the current factory drivers to really show me what I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. So so that would be my gig. And Keegan?
Okay, so I would have a Lamborghini Aventador SVJ, 2020 edition. Then I would have, wait, what was the question again?
Well, would you have a drive? Who would you have as a passenger?
Lando Norris.
Lando Norris. He's a big
Lando
McLaren.
Norris.
Yeah.
So Lamborghini with Lando Norris and David saying a Porsche GT3 with a factory driver.
Yeah, exactly.
And a change of underwear, right?
And a change of underwear, exactly. So so when Keegan hits it big in his career, he'll buy Dad his dream car.
Yeah, if I can.
There you go. Now, when you guys go to the track, what's your favorite restaurant, either around the track or on the way to the track?
Okay, so there's this little restaurant like on the track. It's like a portable little food stand, food truck.
Yeah.
And they have really good food there, and it's really cheap. I forget what the name is, but I remember they have a bumper sticker that says, "How's my driving? Race me to find out."
Got it.
Yeah, but they sell really good food for really cheap. And then when we're done with our race day and race session, then we usually, like, when we're all done with the day, we just drive down. It's about 15 miles away. It's called Blue Barn. It's in a little like
It's
area.
in Corte Madero, Blue Barn.
Corte Madera, okay.
Yeah, there's a
It's called Blue Bar?
Yeah, Blue Barn.
Oh, Blue Barn.
Yeah. So,
yeah. And then also, if we're at a race weekend, we stay in a Courtyard Marriott. It's also pretty close. And then right across the street from that, they have a Red Boy's Pizza, and that's really good.
Okay, I'm glad you didn't say McDonald's.
I don't know how much better a pizza is, but yeah, it's Red Boy Pizza on race weekends, and it's Blue Barn when we're headed home to Santa Cruz.
Very nice. Very good.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else do I have for you? What's one or two of your favorite moments that stand out from your karting careers and your adventures?
Oh wow, good one.
I got a few.
Okay, go for it.
Well, first of all, it's when I think on my third time, or third to second, I think, time actually going up into a race weekend, I won the little lottery thing that they have, and then I got $250 out of the lottery thing. And that's one of the biggest ones. Then another one was I recently just won the third place season award, and well, that's just because I attended all the races, but we don't do that. So that's a big moment. And then probably I don't really know. Yeah,
those are good ones.
Yeah.
Those are good ones. Yeah.
We're gonna have to work on your social media promotion. You don't tell everyone that it's just because I went to all the races.
Yeah.
You were third in a very deep field of talent.
Yeah.
It is a deep field of talent, no doubt. Some fast kids in that group. Let's see. For me, Jason, one thing that pops in my mind is that I mentioned it a while ago is that we'd given Keegan a sort of a coupon for Christmas that one Christmas where it was a redeem this coupon for a free day of karting, right? It's kind of his first day in a kart. So just seeing the anticipation, the nervousness in his eyes, and jumping into that kart for the very first day and putting around the track, right? But over the course of the day, just getting progressively a little quicker. So that was definitely one of the highlights. Another highlight for me is, just seeing the progress that Keegan does every single time we come to the track. So we were just up practicing last weekend, and he carved a full second off the lap time. Now, every day is different, temperature-wise, track-wise, rubber, you name it, wind, the list is long, right? But consistently, it was clear that he was getting faster in certain parts of the track. It was, over the course of the day, was making these leaps of improvements. And so, those sort of events where you just see these monumental changes and improvements are rewarding for sure. So yeah, those are some of the things that pop into mind.
Very good.
Yeah. And then I'd say another thing that just kind of pops into mind too is like one of the highlights has been really, aligning and being a part of Nick and the karting collective. That his program, his sort of his agenda, his customer service is always been just really really good, and jumping into that tent has been a really really good experience. And then I'll give I'll back up also and give thanks to the Cameron tent as well. Like I was parked under that tent for over a decade and working closely with all the group there, Travis and others in that tent, and those guys were wonderful as well. So kind of going back to off the track, the memories that we have, the friendships that we build, both those tenths have been, rewarding for me and good memories for sure.
Well, over 10 years as a karting participant, that's a long time. I mean, it seems like the average lifespan is 3 to 5 years, and if they're juniors and they come back when they're in their 30s, but that's fantastic. I mean, it's over 10 years of just karting.
Yeah, no, there's a reason I keep coming back, right? And it goes back to the things we talked about: the fun, the competition, the ups and downs, the friendships, all those things. The speed, the speed. That thrill of speed. All those things make it enjoyable. So for sure.
Fantastic. Yeah, it is a great sport. I mean, it's so much fun.
Yeah, exactly.
My daughter the other day, I asked her, I go, hey, do you want me to buy another engine for your kart? And she goes, no. She goes, I like driving the grass cart around because it just seems like it's going so fast. And I go, yeah, wait till you try a real one. And she goes, no, I'm not ready for that yet. It's like, okay. Yeah. But yeah, that sensation of speed, it just, I don't know. I've never been in a Formula One car, so I don't know how far you need to go in the car world to replicate the performance and the ratio of speed as a shifter kart.
Yeah. Well, there's a reason why those pros, whenever they can, they put their butt in the seat of a go-kart, right? I mean, they come back to do that because, again, I'm like you. I've never been in any sort of vehicle that would replicate a Formula One car, not even remotely close. But you got to believe that there is a reason why those pro racers put themselves back in a kart regularly, because it's probably comparable to what they're experiencing and muscle memory and all the things that they can develop, right? Things happen so much quicker in the go-kart than on the big track,
Yeah.
That's for sure. So, yeah, I think the other neat thing, for Keegan is, I can say in confidence in his elementary school, what is it? I don't know. How many kids in your school? 600, 800 kids?
Like 650.
650 kids. I mean, there's not one kid in that school that is go-karting. Has no experience like this. Is nothing compared, like Little League, baseball, soccer, name it. Nothing is comparable to what Keegan is experiencing at his age amongst his peers, and that's another special thing too. For Keegan's very fortunate to have this experience for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. That's also kind of sad too. It's that out of that many kids, there's not more of them doing the karting thing. It's the town I live in. We have another karter in the town, and we have a small town. And when I first saw him, it's like, what are you doing out here? Like, I'm used to seeing these people at the track. No, dude, I live here. It's like, oh, well, I just moved here. So is I the Isert family, and it just like, oh wow, another racer. It's like, oh, that's so cool. It's like, wait, it's kind of sad because on a weekend you see truck after truck with bikes just loaded in, and they're going somewhere. Yeah. And then every once in a while, at least every time I see a trailer on the freeway, I'm always looking. It's probably not a karting trailer, but just in case.
Yeah. You always peek, right? You're looking.
You always look.
You look and see if there's I don't know, a CRG decal or a SODI decal or
exactly.
Whatever, Tony Kart decal. See if you got a fellow karter on the highway hauling themselves to the track.
I should probably do a much better job at my marketing for Norcal Karters and have stickers made up and have people put them on their trucks. Like, oh, there's a karter.
Yeah. Well, heck, if you ever get around to making a little decal, you let us know. Keegan and I would be happy and proud to slap it on our karts.
I probably should do it. I mean, it's.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here going, oh, I want people to find out about karting. It's like, hey, dummy, make a sticker.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything else you guys want to highlight or touch on, or?
Ooh, I think when I first jumped in the cart, I had a little bit of knowledge about like race cars and stuff, and I was kind of into them. I liked the cars and all, and I'm a big Lamborghini fan, so yeah. And I think the first thing when I saw this kart and I was actually looking at it, I think the first thing I said was, "Where's the gears?"
Where's the gears?
Where are the gears, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the first thing I said.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, you've
Sounds
come a
like we
long.
need to get about 5 of you from the junior class to start the junior shifter class.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
Thanks, Jason. Now you
I
just up the game.
Yeah.
Plenty of time for that. Plenty of time.
think Kimberly Cameron just fired me.
I know, really. Really.
But yeah, that would be great. I mean, it just like the old junior 80 days.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
a
Exactly.
couple
So,
series have already tried it, and for whatever reason, it just doesn't stick anymore.
yeah. Well, as I said, I think it's inevitable. At one point, who knows if that's a year from now, 5 years from now, Keegan's gonna
Yeah.
say, hey, let's get into a shifter here and let's see what that's all about. So
Yeah, the first time he drives one, the 100 cc's for sale.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. So
Let's see if I got anything else for you that I jotted down.
tell me.
Oh,
Sorry
that's
about
a
that.
good.
Yeah, we just had the gardeners here, so we just had to kill the noise.
Oh, it sounded like someone just ran off down the street.
Yeah, it's like someone just drove through my studio.
Yeah, that's right. It's all right. You might hear the chickens in the background at my place.
We got it handled now.
There we go.
Yeah,
So
he's back.
I guess one more for you,
Yeah.
and we may have hit it already, but favorite motorsport to watch or attend?
Ooh.
Wait, what?
Favorite motorsport to watch or attend, like something that we've gone to or something you'd like to go to. I know the one you want to do.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell Jason what that is?
Okay, so I would be a big, I am a big McLaren fan, F1.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's been really fun watching them rise through the ranks because I started liking them when they were in like 10th place or so. And it's nice to see them getting back up into like 5th or something.
No, they're third right now, I think.
They are?
Yeah, as a constructor, they're
Wow.
third. Yeah, they're right ahead of Ferrari.
I have not watched Formula One in years. Like actually, since Senna died, and my dad and I just stopped watching.
Wow.
And I'm watching the Netflix show, and McLaren's like fighting for last. Like, what bizarro world is this?
Yeah. Keegan has been a McLaren fan since they were, whatever, 4 years ago now. Started, and they were near the bottom of the tables, and they've methodically worked their way up, and they're standing third right now. So Keegan is.
Thanks for the spoiler alert.
Yeah. But Keegan, tell him, he asked which race, so tell him the race you want to go to.
Ooh, I really want to go to Abu Dhabi, Dubai.
Okay.
That would be one of my main dreams. One of my dreams is to go there and just like go there on a long vacation trip, see the Burj Khalifa, go to a race of theirs, and then just like endorse the money.
see all the supercars, right?
That's a
see all the supercars.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's on the wish list. Unique location to say the least.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, and then for me, I don't know. Right now, kind of, if you ask me this question, like Le Mans, I'd like to maybe go to 24 hours one time when Porsche is competing, provided Porsche is, I don't think there's a factory entry. They pulled out as the factory entry, but a lot of the customer teams. But as I read, I think there's interest in them coming back as a factory-sponsored participant. So I'd like to go to 24-hour Le Mans.
24-hour Le Mans.
And then on the Formula One side, I'd like to go to Spa and probably Monza at some point in time in the future.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've been fortunate. I've been to 4 Formula One races over time, and those were great experiences. And would like to take Keegan and go to one, and that would be really cool.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah. What about you?
Monaco.
Yeah. Well.
Just to see the freak show of money.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Pretty cool.
And then it's just a storied. It's a storied racing circuit. It's not even a racing circuit. It's a storied circuit that has race cars.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I think I just want to stand in the tunnel.
Oh, stand in the tunnel, be a marshal, right? When they're going whizzing through there, that'd be
Yeah.
kind of that would be cool.
But growing up, my thing was baseball. And when I was younger, my biggest thing is like, oh, I'm gonna go on vacation. I'm gonna hit all the ballparks.
Yeah,
And as I've been in, karting for so long, it's a lot of the race car tracks. It's like, yeah, it'd be kind of cool, but I kind of want to do a kart track tour.
yeah,
I was
yeah,
just like hit 5 tracks in 5 days, and then just
right.
like bang, 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 bang. Um, but yeah, that's such a tough question because
Yes.
it always changes.
Yeah, yeah. It
I
does
mean,
change.
Indy. I've never been to Indy for the 500. That would be on my. I would probably have like a bucket list.
Yeah. Yeah, Indy would definitely be one that you got to go to, whether or not you're a motorsport fan or not. Just the whole experience of that event, that
Yep.
festivity, right? Would be very cool, for sure. So yeah, there's all these things. You just got to set your targets, set your wish list goals, and then you just got to go do it, man.
Yeah.
Just you got to do it.
Yeah. I
So
mean, Le Mans would definitely be on. There's all of them. I mean, it's just there'd be so many.
yeah, there would be so many.
I'd
So
like to go to Australia and watch their supercars. That'd be fun
that'd be cool.
because those things
Yeah,
look like beasts.
yeah. Yeah, I have a. That's another one of the ones I'd want to do. So we're in Santa Cruz here. We're a beach surfing family, and I've often thought about, and I've run this by my wife. It's like, let's take the kids and the family to Australia during the GP weekend, and we'll make a surf slash racing trip out of it.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to pull that one off. We'll see if that works.
See how well the cell goes.
Yeah, yeah. Keegan's learning persuasive writing in school right now, so maybe I'll have him put together
That means you're in trouble.
the essay to mom and kind of sell the deal.
There you go.
So
That would be a great trip, though.
yeah, that would be a good one.
I mean, just to go to Australia by itself without anything else. Like, oh, okay, I mean, it's on the other side of the world.
Yeah, exactly,
And then you
exactly.
add racing to it, and then if you guys like surfing, oh, that's a good question. What? Okay, you just mentioned it, surfing.
Yeah,
Uh, I don't know if we recorded it or if that was on the previous recording. You were talking about mountain biking that you enjoy
yeah,
doing.
yeah,
So,
That's right.
yeah.
are those your two hobbies, like outside of karting?
Well, I do. My three main hobbies is mountain biking, karting, and then I do RC car off to the side a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then for me, Jason, it's my go-to thing is surfing, just because that's my go-to thing. And then karting is very much a part of it as well. And then I'll probably spend the most time in the mountain bike on the mountain bike. And Keegan and I usually get one ride a weekend together. We live right at the trailheads here, and we're right on the Santa Cruz Mountains. So we're right on the trails, right by our house. We just pedal right to the trails, and so we do the mountain biking thing together. Once a week, and then I ride myself 2 to 3 days a week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, those are the things. We got surfing here. We got the mountain biking. We got RC cars.
Yeah.
And then we got the go karting as a little nice special treat.
Yeah.
Yep. And then you have the boardwalk.
We got the boardwalk. We try to avoid that place with all the tourists. Yeah, summertime, this town turns into a tourist destination, which is great for the economy and all that. But yeah, we try to avoid that part of town.
Yeah. No, my daughter and I, we were down at Big Trees it was a couple months ago already.
Okay.
And it was in the middle of the week, so hardly anyone was there. We missed out on
Okay.
the trains because they were closed. But
Yeah.
I was just blown away. It's like how convenient it was. It's like, wait a
Yeah.
second, these are massive trees, and we're supposed to be enjoying nature and all.
Yeah.
But it's like it's almost paved.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the
Exactly.
trees were just so incredibly impressive down there. Just you can't even wrap your head around them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like how big they are.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we're really fortunate. I mean, we live in a really beautiful place here on the coast. Like, we're nestled right up against the mountains, and yet we have the ocean right. I mean, we can see the ocean from our house, and so we have the best of both worlds, right? It's a really
Yeah.
unique place to live. So
Absolutely.
yeah,
Very nice.
yeah.
So, Keegan, what else you have for us?
Is there more? Not much, really. I'm blank.
Okay. Well, I mean, I really appreciate you guys taking the time to join me,
Yeah.
and I'm hoping this turns out really well. But I'll find out here in about an hour.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm thinking for sure the audio got captured. I'm just wondering the screen thing. I really appreciate you working with me on trying to get this stuff figured out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No worries. Well, yeah, Jason, thank you for suggesting this. This discussion we had this afternoon, and just sharing our experiences is nice, and hearing more about Norcal Karters and what you guys are doing and promoting the sport is great to hear. And again, it just kind of goes back to what both you and I said about this community, this friendship, and this tight group of people, and bringing more people into that picture is a great motivating factor in all this. So yeah, thank you to you for reaching out and everything that you're putting together on behalf of the community. Thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you. And I better write that to make stickers. Make stickers, dummy.
Made stickers. We'll be
Yeah,
proud to throw it on our cart for you.
But that's kind of a sad testament. Like here I am looking for other people's stickers. Like, wait, I need stickers.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not even wearing. I just realized I'm not even wearing my own shirt.
Yeah, well, we're team Sodi here, so we want to make sure the audience knows that we're representing the brand proudly here on the West Coast.
Apparently, I'm Team TB Kart today.
Yes, you are.
And then I have my Gary Carlson shirts, and I use those. Those are my going out nice shirts because they just have the nice script on them. It just says GFC, live your passion. It's like those are good going out shirts. Like, all right.
You go. There you go.
And then my Thrash Sweet Tech shirts. It's like, okay, those are my work shirts now.
Yeah. So it's all good. It's all good.
But yeah, thank you you two for joining me, and I'll make sure I shoot over the links and everything for you.
Okay.
And if they didn't turn out, we'll just redo it.
We'll redo it.
We'll redo it.
Yeah, we'll have had a practice run under our belt. So
that's right. But then Keegan's not going to have the surprise of the Sportsman Award.
Yeah.
For the Year Award.
I won what?
Well, you remember you got those T-shirts, right? You got the T-shirts on the podium. Remember you got the rock T-shirts? Yeah. So that was cool. So, all right. Well, great.
Gentlemen, thank you very much.
Yeah,
I don't know how this thing is going to end, so I'm going to say bye now, and when I hit end, we might still be on together.
Okay, we'll hang tight, but yeah, see you at the track, Jason, and thanks again.
Absolutely. We'll see you next week.
Okay.
Bye. You're still recording.
I am, huh?
Can you push stop? No, he's got to push stop. He's in control. No, don't.